We're going to begin this hour with the final act of an icon of ballet as we celebrate Black History Month. Virginia Johnson's career in dancing began as a principal ballerina with the legendary Dance Theatre of Harlem back in 1969. And for the last 12 years, she has served as its artistic director. After an amazing 4 decades, did you hear that part? 4 decades at the Dance Theatre of Harlem, she's finally hanging up her ballet shoes. CBS Saturday morning co-host, that's Michelle Miller, caught up with Johnson at the company's New York studio, to look at her trailblazing life.
At this stage of her career, Virginia Johnson is teacher.
When you go assemble back, you have to, and then you go to the next place, we have to see that change in your head as well.
Interpreter.
No, it's not that one. That was very good.
And the backbone of an historic institution.
They have the longest legs in the universe. You have to send them out.
Hours ahead of a performance in Houston, the 73-year-old is taking in every bit of the last 4 decades before she steps down in June.
What kept you here this long? Why did you stay here?
I felt very much a sense of mission as being part of Dance Theatre of Harlem. I stayed also because I had an amazing career.
Her passion for ballet started at the age of 3.
I fell in love with it right away. It was just so much fun, and I could see myself as a ballerina.
But few spaces existed for people like her. It wasn't until 1969 when ballet pioneer Arthur Mitchell founded the Dance Theatre of Harlem that she would find a home.
The thing about Dance Theatre of Harlem and Arthur Mitchell, right from the start, it was magnificent.
From the beginning.
That first group of people, and there were 6 other dancers who were there in 1969 when we were incorporated. Each one of us had been told, no, you can't do this. No, you do not belong.
It was born in the wake of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. With diversity and inclusion its primary mission in a ballet world where it was mostly absent.
Certainly for the Black community, having Dance Theatre of Harlem was a validation of the right, the properness of our being in this art form.
It hasn't always been a smooth landing for the company.
The company faced all kinds of obstacles right from the start. Our first years, Black people didn't want us to do ballet, and white people didn't want us to do ballet.
Why didn't Black people want you to do ballet?
Do the white man's art form? Why should we be doing that?
In 2004, mounting debt shut down the company for 8 years. Retired from dancing, Johnson returned in 2011 to revitalize DTH as its artistic director, telling important, sometimes tough stories through ballet. As with its current piece, Higher Ground, which showcases the frustrations and joys of being Black in America to Stevie Wonder songs from the 1970s.
I think the thing that has been the fire that kept us going was belief in the power of art to transform.
Misty Copeland, one of today's most accomplished ballerinas, said without Virginia Johnson, she would not be where she is. Johnson's legacy continues to feed those in her care.
Working with her is really inspiring, especially in this ballet that I get to do the principal role. That was her place.
Amazing, rewarding, and fun.
Hey, it ain't a bad gig. What's most fun for you guys?
Well, I love the touring aspect of DTH because we get to go out and really teach people about ballet for the first time. But I also just love our environment here.
You have to figure out how you want to turn your shoulders.
So for the next few months, she will continue her craft, mentoring this generation.
The indefinable part of being an artist exists without words.
So what are you looking for?
I'm really, really looking for dancers with imagination. It's what they think they're doing, what they want to show us. If you have imagination, you can transcend being flesh and blood, and you can show them, I'm a sparkling diamond, I'm a wisp of air, and that's what you bring to the movement.
When you look back on your career, what can you say you've been most proud of?
Oh, perseverance. That I just kept going, and regardless of any obstacles that came between me and that future, that I kept going. We know that we are on a mission to change this form, but we also love it. And the more we love it, the more we can do it.
As she gets ready to move into her next chapter, the mission remains: ballet belongs to everyone. For CBS Mornings, Michelle Miller, New York.
I looked at that piece and I want to say, Virginia Johnson, please don't leave. Please don't leave. Oh my gosh. What a career, what a life she's had. And I look at her legs. She and Misty Copeland, a ballerina's legs to me are like works of art. And you see what she was doing back in the day. Yeah. It's really beautiful. And I like when Michelle said, what are you most proudest of? She didn't stutter, did she?
Perseverance.
She didn't hesitate. Perseverance.
Yeah. Ballet belongs to everybody, but being a ballet dancer is for the few and the strong.
Yes, exactly.
Well said.